What's up, guys? Got a really cool knife here today. I have chased one of these for a long time. Never found the one that I wanted. And then I went by Wild About Sporting Goods here in my hometown, Houston, the other day, and Gil had just got in a shipment of Medfords, and this was right there in the front. It was perfect. This is the Medford Micro Praetorian T. This is a little bit of a customized one with the sculpted scales and custom anodizing. This knife, to me, first of all, currently this is my favorite Medford. One thing is I love the new polished stonewash Medford has on their blades. I just think it is killer. It rivals their hand rubbed satin finish, and I would still probably rather have the hand rubbed satin, but this is just right there with it, and you're not paying a premium for it. Two, the anodizing and sculpting is just beautiful on this knife. I think they knocked it out of the park. I love it when they do it on both sides, on the spring side and the show side. Medford grind lines are just beautiful. This has the newer square bottom fuller where you can really get a grip to flip that thing out. Thumb doesn't slide off of it. The action on this one is really good. This thing's not even a week old. S35vn, that's what the S stands for. Of course, they use all titanium hardware now. I believe it's an MP3 breaker. So the Micro Praetorian is a really usable size, and micro is a crazy word for this because there's nothing micro about it. It's a large average size knife, right? Of course, it's not a Micro Praetorian tie. This is their monster, right? Barely fit it in the frame. 1/4 inch thick blade stock. And I think that's what a lot of people think of that don't know Medford very well. When they think of a Medford, they think of that huge knife, but the Micro Praetorian is an extremely usable size. Most knives, when they make a smaller version, they don't appeal to me very much because they just get a little too small for my hands. I have, double XL gloves and they fit tight on me. This is for size comparison, this is the Genesis. This is our mid-size Praetorian, and it's a very carryable size. This one's actually the tie, the thick 1/4 inch blade stock. And then I also have they also make the Micro Praetorian in a tie, the 1/4 inch blade stock. So you can see the difference in the two. And the Micro Praetorian ties seem to be pretty hard to come by. Any of the ties are hard to come by, especially if you're looking for a certain design or format. But the micro ties seem to be especially hard to find. Every once in a while they pop up. That's just a cool knife. I love it. But for everyday use, that's one of my favorite knives. That one and the MIDI Marauder are both super great carry knives. Just zero intrusive in the pocket. This is probably the best looking Medford I have, and the one I carry the most. Of course, a lot of times when we get a newer knife, the newer one's always our favorite, and it still may be that, but it's just beautiful from the blade to the scales. They also have the Slim MIDI, another very carryable Medford. Of course, it has the .125 blade stock. This one has the .19 blade stock. Both of them very carryable knives. So anyway, just wanted to show you guys that. Actually, let's take some measurements so you guys can know exactly what size this thing is. So overall, the blade is 3 3/4. I'm sorry, 2 3/4. Handle scales to the end of the breaker is 4 inches. To the edge of the handle scales is 3 3/4. So your overall knife, 6 3/4. So those measurements are right along par with a lot of popular EDC knives. This, if you don't like Medford because of their knives are too big or too bulky or this, that, and the other, you will really like this knife. This knife is extremely carryable. Especially if you like hinders and things like that, this knife is on par with the size of most of their knives. It's definitely my favorite. So anyway, this is the Micro Praetorian T with sculpted anodized scales, S35vn. They actually call this pattern water ripple. And yeah, check it out. Guys, thanks for watching. God bless you and your families. Say a prayer for our country. Good night.